This episode of Twin Speaks contains spoilers.
Hello and welcome to Twin Speaks First Watch, First Listen of Spider-Man Far From Home and San Diego Comic-Con recap. Are you filming me?
No.
Damn you.
I'm not.
Oh, I thought you were. I'm
not.
Yeah, San Diego Comic-Con recap. We're going to try and go over everything. You son of a bitch.
Whoops.
Yeah, Spider-Man Far From Home, starring Tom Holland, Jake Gyllenhaal, Samuel L. Jackson, and Zendaya. Directed by John Watts and written by Chris McKenna and Eric Sommers. I'm your co-host, Pat. You can find me on Twitter at KidCombo, and I am, of course, joined by my twin brother and co-host. You can find him on social media at Antimonium. It's Andrew.
It's me.
Yep.
I was filming you.
Yeah, I know. I can
wasn't,
hear it.
And then you gave me the idea, and I was like, fuck you, I'll film you. Film you if I want to.
Yeah, so Comic-Con just happened. I'm going to plan it out and say that we did plan to not record for the weekend so that we could get the full news. But no, we
tried to.
And I was busy, and then you were busy.
Were you busy, though?
No, I was tired.
That's what I figured.
That's what it was. So, yeah. Yeah, there's like a shitload of Comic-Con news we'll try and go through. But we also saw Spider-Man Far From Home. I mean, it's been a long time since we did one of these.
Yeah.
It was like 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks.
It hasn't been that long.
Yeah, it was beginning of July.
You can't keep leaning against that thing. You're going to knock the TV on your head.
Uh-oh.
You can't turn around now. You're scared. Oh, my God. Watch out.
I just wouldn't even look at you.
Why did you put a terracotta pot on that PS4?
Because I'm using the table to hold your mic up. A little behind the scenes for the people at home.
I had to just move, so there's a bunch of weird stuff. I'm really unused to how this layout is. It's just like I just sat here for like the last half hour, and I'm like just noticing where things are. Oh my God, there's a guitar over there. Patrick plays guitar, if anybody didn't know.
We got some new plants. That table's new. That one that your mic's on.
I refuse to turn.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, this one. I thought you meant like one over there. I was like, I can't see it.
Yeah, we moved. Did the last bit of moving today. Nobody cares.
Why is it? Oh, sorry.
What?
Nothing.
Your story was better than mine.
It definitely wasn't.
Anyway.
I was going to make fun of I was going to say, what's going on with your hair?
Don't make fun of my
did you shampoo
poofy,
or something?
Yeah,
it's poofy today.
Today was a shampoo day.
Yeah, I can tell. You not condition it after?
Yeah, I do both.
Okay.
Shampoo to condition.
Is it shampoo and conditioner?
No, not
okay,
mix.
good.
I'm not.
Good.
Some...
You're not a frat boy.
Anyway, we should probably get through this. We don't have that much time, and there's like a lot of shit to do. Okay, well, what do you want to do first? Do you want to do news first, like without trailers, or trailers first and then news? It's probably be easier if we went through the news.
Yeah, do news first.
Okay, I'm literally just gonna like fucking reopen the Marvel Instagram since they were pretty good about posting everything on there. Shit, yeah, there's so much. Okay. Marvel officially announced, because it was like a rumor for a long time, Eternals.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Eternals with like the entire cast that we all knew about too.
Yeah, it was like Angelina Jolie was rumored for a long time.
Yeah.
Kumail, he was rumored for a long time.
Salma Hayek, I think, was surprising.
Yes, that one was surprising.
Richard
Madden.
I knew about.
What's fucking his name from?
Yeah, fucking.
Game of Thrones.
Richard Madden. Yeah.
Yeah, but what's his? I forgot what his character is.
Oh,
Rob. Never mind. Lauren Ridloff, Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah, I love him.
Leah McHugh, Don Lee. Yeah, Angelina Jolie, like we said. Like, the cast is kind of crazy. Yeah. It's cool to see it all on paper, but like it's sort of all the people that we had heard rumors about and everything. And but it's set to release in theaters November 6th, 2020, which I think is the most recent of all these movies that they announced, because they announced a whole shitload of them.
There was like a picture of like the entire like. Oh, here it is. Oh no.
I think this is the most or the soonest one, I guess. It's still fucking like a year and a half away, but
Yeah, most of them were like
2021,
yeah.
20 I think one was 2022, but they were all pretty far away, obviously. But yeah, the Eternals. Do you know much about the Eternals? Now that I think about it?
No, well, I know like a little bit. I know that like some of them are immortal, some of them aren't.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them know that they're eternal, some of them don't. And they were like sent to Earth to combat the Deviants, which is a fucking horrible name for like it's like in Justice League, like it's just a bad name. Like like you're just not trying at all.
Yeah.
The Deviants. It just sounds like they're all into weird sex stuff. And maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe that's why they're Deviants.
Who cares? That's cool.
But
man.
they're sent to Earth to combat the Deviants who were like already there.
Oh, okay.
But that's like all I know.
Cool. Yeah. They also announced The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, an original series with Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, and Daniel Bruhl.
I didn't realize Daniel Bruhl's gonna be in it.
Streaming exclusively on Disney Plus fall 2020. So this is interesting because they actually announced a few
Of the Disney
shows,
Plus ones, yeah.
which I guess this all lines up with them getting bought by Disney however long ago and then taking all their stuff off of Netflix, like all their series off of Netflix. So this all kind of adds into them having their own Disney Channel. Well, not Disney Channel, but Disney streaming service that they can put all this shit onto. So it makes sense that they're now... It's cool that they're announcing these shows and then having... It's not like, Daredevil or Luke Cage. It's not like these sort of, not like smaller heroes, but like lesser known heroes, I guess. They're having like the big name ones as... with their actors that are big name actors.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Sort of, it's still like that Hollywood Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it's just a TV series.
Yeah, so
instead.
maybe this is what they were always like planning on doing. And, like maybe now that they've canceled Daredevil, maybe we see them in 3 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, because as far as the farthest away that they've planned is 2021.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Which doesn't include Fantastic Four or any mutants.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to that stuff. Like they also said that they were like working on all this other shit.
Yeah.
Also,
so Falcon and Winter Soldier is fall 2020.
Yeah, fall 2020.
But yeah, that's sweet. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, so that's got to be just like
came out with
continuation
the shield too,
of Endgame, like right at the end there where he gives him the shield. Yeah, because he came out
with the shield
during the panel with the shield,
and he's done like a costume test apparently.
Yeah, which is fucking cool.
Yeah,
that's really really cool. Yeah, next one. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Yeah, this is so fucking sick. I can't believe they're doing this one.
So this one,
they've been rumored for like a long time.
Yeah, because it's being filmed in like Sydney, Australia, or something.
Oh, sick! I didn't know that.
And like people were talking about how they like saw that Marvel Studios was like in Australia.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah,
and they're like, "Oh, what is it? Like, it's an Asian actor. Like, it must be Shang-Chi." Like, people were already saying that it was gonna be that, and then it turned. Yeah, so this is like the official announcement. So Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings
with the actual Mandarin too, like not like what's his face from like
Iron Man.
Yeah, what's his face? What's the guy's name? Scoot McNairy was in it as like the fake, like the Mandarin like guy.
The guy from you're talking about the guy from Memento.
I can't remember now. What the fuck are you talking about? Anyways, doesn't matter. There's a real Mandarin in this.
Yeah,
but Awkwafina's in it. That's sweet.
Yeah, Awkwafina. That's good. Tony Leung.
She's done like so much stuff recently.
Yeah, and she's a great actor, so it's kind of cool. Like she obviously is a very funny comedian, but she's a great actor, and she's in that new movie, The Farewell, which I think is about her Chinese family. I can't remember now.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay. But also they announced who Shang-Chi is going to be played by, and it's Chinese-Canadian actor Simu Liu. I think I'm saying that right, but I don't know. Which is really cool. It's like their first
Asian-led
actor, period. Like there's
or movie, yeah. But that's sick. Legend of the Ten Rings is so sweet.
So that's set to be in theaters February 12th, 2021. Next one, WandaVision. An original series with Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Bettany, and Teyona Paris, streaming exclusively on Disney Plus spring 2021.
I saw an interview with Paul Bettany's wife, Jennifer Connelly. Are they married? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
And there was like a question on like what Paul Bettany was up to. She's like, yeah, he's in San Diego doing Avengers stuff. And people were like, oh, sick. They're probably going to announce his like series. And then they do.
Yeah.
I just thought it was so funny that I guarantee you Paul Bettany has no idea what he's doing.
He just gets called and he goes
okay. Yeah, I'll be there.
So this is interesting because
what's interesting is that she's also in the new Doctor Strange.
Yes.
So she's supposed to be in that.
Yeah.
And I was just watching this video before and it said that it's supposed to link to this movie. So I don't know how that works.
Interesting. So
I
maybe it's
wonder
a prelude
if
or something.
Or they pull him out of a different timeline.
Sure. Yeah.
So that he's like alive still.
Wow.
Yeah. Because like how does that work otherwise? He died 2 movies ago.
Yeah, that's right. He was one of the first ones to die.
Yeah.
Or he was the first one to die, really, in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. Outside of like Loki, I guess.
And
it's the same
all
thing.
those soldiers that died in the field of battle.
R.I.P. Yeah. Pour one out for both sides. Sound like Paul F. Tompkins when I said that.
Yeah, this is cool. I'm really into all these like. I mean, I don't know if they're miniseries or not. But
what's wild is that like the more tame things that they're doing are for the TV series.
Yes. Yeah.
And the more like wild outlandish stuff that they're doing, movies
are full on movies.
Yeah. That's just insane.
Next one. Loki, an original series with Tom Hiddleston, streaming exclusively on Disney Plus as well, spring 2021. So a lot of these are coming out spring 2021. So they're I guess the Falcon and the Winter Soldier one comes out fall 2020. But the other two are spring 2021. Yeah. So I wonder if maybe they'll line up. I don't know.
This one must be the Loki that escaped with the Tesseract. But then because Captain America goes like back in time.
Yeah.
So does he like stop that from happening?
Maybe that's what this is about.
Maybe, yeah, that's true. That would kind of be neat.
Yeah. I think there's like a lot of this. I mean, I think it's cool that there's like all this time travel stuff, but definitely like all of this stuff that's they're sort of doing now, that's all being announced, is definitely like dealing with it, because they also, like, you were watching some video there, they said that they announced someone's going to be playing the Watcher.
Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah. As like the person that's going to be almost in charge of all the multiverse, like the timeline
sort of,
stuff.
But he's the one that's doing the Jeffrey Wright is doing the What If series.
Yeah.
So
yeah, original series with Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, wild. Anyways, it makes sense why
it's so crazy.
It would make sense why they bring back Falcon and Winter Soldier, Wanda and Vision, Loki. Like those are all your big money makers. Plus, then you have Hawkeye with Kate Bishop not potentially for sure.
Yep.
Which I guess we haven't talked about, but then also then you tie it all together with the What If series too, which you have all those actors again. Like it makes sense. It's probably costing them what, bazillions of dollars to have all these actors in here doing TV series. Yeah, of all things. Yeah. Can you imagine any of these guys doing like a Netflix series for their characters? Absolutely not. No. This is obviously going to be a big budget series.
So you do a Marvel movie because you've made it past that bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is funny because now Chris Evans is sort of doing that stuff now.
Yeah, exactly. He's now like on the other side of it.
But yeah, the What If, the first animated series in the MCU with Jeffrey Wright as the voice of the Watcher, and many actors from across the MCU reprising their roles as voice talents instead, streaming exclusively on Disney Plus summer 2021.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think this is the one that I'm most excited about. Like reading just all this other stuff and all the different actors that are going to be it. This one is the coolest one, I think, to me. It's like an animated series, which is cool on its own, but then to have that tied to the MCU and having it tied to everything else that they're doing. So like all the other series and all the other movies, like this is just going to be like it almost feels like that convergence point where
Yeah.
it all sort of ties into this bit, and then this so everything goes out from it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true, but that's sort of what it seems like,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Yeah.
And to have it as an animated series.
I didn't realize it was an animated series.
Yeah, that's
That's
really,
sick, though.
really cool.
But like, makes sense. It'd be way more cost effective, I guess, to do all this weird shit, especially if they're doing like Marvel Zombies.
Yeah, because then if they're bringing back all these actors from fucking Endgame, they can do it instead just as an animated series. Yeah, that's really, really cool. Also announced Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
This one sounds really cool.
This is so funny that, like, in that video we were just watching, talking about like this being the scariest of the movies that are coming out, which is wild because like the other ones on there is Blade.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I thought was interesting was that like they really are just shooting for the fucking ceiling. Like they just like do not give a shit. They cannot, like, as much as like they have such a formula on so much of this stuff, they could fuck it up and they're still gonna get like 8 of 10 reviewers are gonna like it. Like they don't care.
Yeah.
And they're still gonna make $1 billion. Well, not $1 billion, but like they're still gonna make buttloads of money.
Yeah.
So they can do something like Multiverse of Madness, which sounds fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, big time.
It sounds like they just smashed 2 words. Like they were just like, multiverse of what? And then they just went through the alphabet.
Or it was like one of those like old 60s
or dictionary.
style,
That's what words are.
the 60s style like cartoon shows.
Yeah.
The Multiverse of Madness.
I really trying hard to not lip.
Yeah, and then you like stopped yourself.
I was like, I looked away.
Yeah, I don't know. This seems so crazy. Like the director himself was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make like the scary Marvel movie."
Yeah, which means what?
Yeah, it's like, and then they were like, "It's still PG-13, so it's like scary relative to what?"
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Scary in comparison to the other movies.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's it.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's like they just went and asked what all the directors is like, well, what do you want to do? He's like, oh, well, I kind of want to make this like horror movie. He's like, well, what if you did that with Doctor Strange? He goes, okay.
Yeah, he's like sick. But yeah, Scarlet Witch is supposed to be in this, which is sick because like in the new series with Doctor Strange, newish, I guess it's like a couple years ago now. He teams up with like a bunch of random like sorcerers, and she's one of them, which is so sick. So I hope they do like a lot of that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's Scott Derrickson returning as the director. So he was last two?
Yep, last one.
Last one, sorry. This is
only the second.
Yeah.
This was crazy too.
Yeah, which is wild. Yeah, in theaters May 7th, 2021. And then they also announced a Hawkeye series. Original series that will introduce Kate Bishop.
Yeah, so apparently she got cut from Endgame.
Oh.
Because there was supposed to be a scene with her and she's been cast.
Really?
It's the girl from... what's the one where she kills herself and gives people tapes?
13 Reasons... Is it
13 Reasons to Kill Myself on audiobook. Audible.
It was right there.
Yeah, damn it. Yeah, she's Kate Bishop, and her like part got cut, so like she wasn't like.
Oh right, I remember hearing about that, but then I never followed up with like who she was playing. It was just like, oh, this is why so and so got cut.
Yeah, it sounds like she like confirmed it was Kate Bishop.
Damn, that's
so. Hopefully they keep her because like obviously they could just recast her if they wanted to.
Totally, yeah.
But that'd be sick. So I don't know if it's gonna be like training montage of her getting trained by Hawkeye or if it's Hawkeye as Ronin, like that one video we were watching talking about.
So what's interesting about this one is that the
cover, the like title,
how it's stylized is very much
the
like
Matt
the
Fraction
comic.
one. Yeah.
So that makes me think, because Kate Bishop's in that.
My life is a weapon.
That makes me think that it's going to be fairly influenced by that series.
Hopefully, because I love that series.
Yeah, that was a really good series, so that would be really cool. Fall 2021 for that one on Disney Plus. And then the next one, this was probably the one that got like the most attention, I think, out of all of them. Maybe Blade, but this one was up there. Thor, Love and Thunder, the fourth Thor movie.
More Thor.
with Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson, and Natalie Portman as Thor.
Yeah, that was wild. Like when I read that on like the Marvel thing, because I was looking at Marvel, like I was sending you these as they were coming out.
Yeah.
And like it said Natalie Portman, I thought like that can't be right. Like they're probably just like, but she was fucking on stage and they gave her a fucking hammer. They gave her Mjolnir. That's wild. Like that's
so Taika
like,
Waititi's coming back to return,
which makes sense
to
because the
direct.
name is very like Taika Waititi.
Oh yeah, big time. And then it was so funny, like watch. I mean, everybody's seen it now, but how he presented it, and he's like kneeling, and he has like a hammer, and
then he
just
starts
to her.
fucking like fist pumping too. Like he's just having such a good time. She's like, no, she was like awkwardly holding it. Like,
oh yeah, she's just like standing there with it.
You have no idea how much money they're giving me for this, because like that was the thing is she wasn't back for the last one.
No,
and they used footage of her from other films.
It was just like
in the new one,
yeah,
which is like wild. So that's sick. I'm glad that they like got her back and that she's gonna be like Jane Foster and Mighty Thor. Like that's so sick.
Yeah.
Which again is a sick series.
And that's a really interesting storyline too, because it's just about her like getting cancer, and then he like gives her.
No, they don't know she has cancer while she has the hammer.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
I can't remember that. I think I only read maybe like 2 books from that one or something.
Yeah. So like, but then like, what will he do?
Yeah,
and like Tessa Thompson's in it too, so like she must have like a bigger part in it.
Well, and then she's in Endgame. She like becomes the leader.
True, right? Yeah. So like, maybe she's the new Odin.
Yeah, maybe that'd be cool.
Yeah,
fuck, that would be really cool.
But I wonder what he's gonna be doing because he went off with the Guardians. So I wonder if he like it follows them a little bit.
Yeah,
too.
And then maybe he has to.
There's
come
a
back
lot
or
of
something.
stuff they could be doing. Yeah.
Either way, that one's really cool.
You keep gonna knock that thing down. Yeah, you keep bumping into it, getting all excited.
Then also announced Black Widow movie, the standalone that has been talked about forever, with Scarlett Johansson, David Arbor, Florence Pugh, and Rachel Weisz, directed by Kate Shortland.
Yeah, this is so sick.
Yeah,
Red Guardian.
So David Harbour
he's like Red Guardian. That's what's wild. Yeah.
Did a little interview where he talks about the character that he's playing.
I think he says too much in that interview.
I know he talks a lot about it.
He's like, you think he's one thing at the beginning and then he's another thing at the end. I'm like, that's a big spoiler. I'm gonna watch the movie going, he's not this thing.
Yeah,
and then later I'm gonna be, I told you.
Actually, the interview was pretty good. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's neat. Well, he just talks a lot. Like he said the same shit about Hellboy.
Yeah.
So like I always just take it with a grain of salt, but like he does say like he's Red Guardian.
Yeah.
Which is wild. Like they actually putting a Soviet Captain America in a movie. That's insane.
Yeah,
but they're supposed to be a couple too, Black Widow.
Well, and I didn't actually realize, like I don't know a lot about Red Guardian, and then you sent me that and I was like looking him up and stuff. Also his costume's really cool.
It's basically just a Captain America costume but red.
And he has like a cooler
Soviet
helmet.
Star. Oh yeah, he's got a way cooler helmet.
Yeah. Directed by Kate Shortland. Rachel Weisz in this is pretty cool though.
Yeah.
I really like her. She's a great actor. But yeah, in theaters May 2020.
Yeah.
Which
that's the most recent one.
Yeah,
the nearest one. Because they've already been filming this one.
Eternals is set for November 6th, 2020. So yeah, so this one is
But this one's
closest.
A prequel. Because it's supposed to be, from what I understand about Red Guardian, is that he plays a part in Black Widow becoming Black Widow.
Interesting.
Because he is, like, he basically becomes Red Guardian, and he does all this stuff, and then they go, like, okay, you're dead. Mm-hmm. You're now on this secret mission. You don't have any contact with anybody in your previous life. You're now this person. Sorry. And then they tell everybody else that he died in a plane crash because he was a test pilot. And she gets upset. She wants to do something. They recruit her as Black Widow, knowing that she would automatically do that because he died.
Right.
And that's how she becomes
so they
Black Widow.
manipulate her into...
yeah, but they were like husband and wife.
That's cool.
I don't know if they'll do that exactly, but like it would make kind of sense that like they have some sort of like intertwined history.
Yeah.
And then maybe that lines up with he could show up in future movies then. Because if she's that old and this is a prequel, then he could easily be the same age.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So then this last one was, I think, the last announcement that they had because it doesn't have a date or anything. No. So Blade, They announced the actor that will play Blade, and it's Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, this is so sick.
Yeah.
It's so wild that they got like that. What I thought was funny, and I saw in a couple of comments were like, I guess they're just ignoring the fact that he was in Luke Cage.
Yeah.
But they've done that a couple times.
Yeah, multiple.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it just. That's
it's
just
not
how it
a thing.
happens.
It's not part of the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
It's like a one-off type thing.
What's kind of cool is that apparently, so I read the thing that said that after he won,
he approached them.
Yeah, he was the one that came to them and was like, "I want to play Blade," and they were like,
okay.
"Cool, man." And
Yeah,
that
Kevin
was
Feige
it.
literally in an interview was like, he just wanted to play Blade, and we said okay.
Yeah,
because he literally won an Oscar.
So
two Oscars.
Yeah,
now.
yeah. So what's interesting is that like this is very early, obviously, in development because totally. All they have is him playing Blade, I mean, at least that's all we have because like they've given pretty much all the details for all the other movies, like full titles. They've given full directors, writers, actors. This is the only one where it's like just Mahershala Ali, which is really cool. Like I think that's such a great character for him, which is really neat. I think
that's so too. Like that's what's so cool is that it does feel like it's very fitting.
Yeah, big time.
Like it feels like he'll line it up pretty good. It's kind of neat just to have him in there. One of the other things that like I guess didn't get announced, but like Kevin Feige mentions is that they're doing Black Panther 2, they're doing Guardians of the Galaxy 3, doing Captain Marvel 2, Fantastic Four, and then other like mutant stuff is coming in this MCU, but this is just like what they've got so far.
Yeah.
So that's crazy because that's potentially like way more movies packed in there.
Yeah.
Because right now it's 2 movies a year, and then with all the other TV series, so it's like 3 series a year. So like 2021 could have 3 movies in it. 2022 even like there's so much room they could still put shit in there.
It was pretty crazy. Like the Comic-Con, it's obviously like a huge thing where you get tons of trailers, you get tons of other stuff, but like Marvel was just the biggest one for this, and they just had so much stuff.
Well, a lot of studios weren't there.
Yeah.
This is like one of the more disappointing years for like some of these studios. Sony didn't have it wasn't there.
There wasn't nearly as much hype as last year. I mean, we did an episode on it last year, and it was like
there was so much stuff.
We had so much shit to talk about.
Yeah. But Marvel was kind of the biggest one. We sort of had like random trailers and stuff, but there wasn't like news like this.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of anything else. Yeah. It's just like random trailers.
It's pretty wild. Well, DC had a couple stuff.
Animated stuff though. They didn't have any they didn't have anything.
I can only think of 2 things, and one was the animated. They're talking about doing an animated movie based off of Superman Red Son.
Such a good comic.
But there's no details. It was pretty much like someone had this idea and we're gonna go with it. That's all we got.
But like, what else are they gonna do? They just got fucking shot in the foot by
And then DC's Bird of Prey will adapt Black Mask, played by Ewan McGregor, as the franchise's first openly gay superhero or supervillain.
Yeah.
Which it's funny that they made the distinction of calling it a supervillain because I can't honestly think of any openly gay character. I mean, they have Batwoman set up soon
in a TV series,
In a TV series,
but I don't know if she'll be openly gay.
Yeah,
like she is as a character, but like she is.
Yeah,
this is interesting because like the one interview I saw from Hollywood Reporter, I think it was. I don't remember now. But they said the fucking like interview was weird because it said that there'll be like palpable sexual tension between him and Victor Zsasz. But like that's not enough to say like he's gay. That's just saying that there's tension there that like okay, like maybe. Like that it wasn't enough to go like okay, somebody leaned into this a little too much the other way. So like who knows? Like it seems weird. It's not really an openly gay character as far as I know, but like who cares? It's a movie.
But it's also it's like there's no it's such a I remember reading it and just going, okay.
Okay, like It just seems like a very Warner
feels a
Brothers
little
thing
shoehorned.
to do. Yeah.
It's kind of like they just wanted, I don't even know. Like they just sort of want the points almost.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's
actually,
like,
that's not bad.
But it's like just get a character with actual, like, character where being gay is like part of the character, and you know, maybe there's like struggle there, and it's an actually fleshed out like piece of them, instead of just being like, oh, Black Mask, he's gay.
Yay!
Like, okay,
look at everybody
it's just
identify
like J.K.
with
Rowling.
him.
You know, it's like it's so shoehorned.
Yeah. So yeah,
but that being said, it's like great. Like there needs to be more diversity in DC and Marvel. Like I mean, the fact that there's now a Asian-led superhero movie coming out, like that's fantastic. But like, this just feels the wrong way to do it almost. Yeah, I don't know. Russo brothers also announced to produce and possibly direct a Battle of the Planets film.
Don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's apparently just a massive like animated series.
Oh, that's cool.
There's like 100 episodes or something, and it follows 5 young orphans trained from a young age to form an elite intergalactic team known as G-Force, swearing to protect Earth and its allies from otherworldly invading forces.
But they're kids?
And so they have like
space
little
Power
suits.
Rangers.
Yeah, they even look like Power Rangers.
What was that? There was the joke in Spider-Man. This is a spoiler, but like, he's like, "Oh my god, they're teaming up like the Power Rangers." He's like, "No, you're thinking of what's it called? Voltron." I laughed. That might have been the hardest I laughed in that movie because I was like,
the only one that laughed.
Yeah, I thought it was so funny. Anyways, that made me think of it. I made myself think of that based on that.
Okay, well, let's just keep going through the news because there's, I think, only a little bit more news I had written down. Ridley Scott is directing a 14th century tale called The Last Duel, written by and starring Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, also written by Nicole Holfcener. It's a revenge story based on the novel by Eric Jagger, according to Deadline.com.
I thought you were going to say Push by Sapphire. The entire time you're reading that, I'm going, meh.
Yeah, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon writing again. It's like their first time collaborating on a script since Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
But
like, is that a good
thing? A bad thing or a good thing? Because it's like, obviously, I feel like they would have collaborated at some point.
Or maybe
they just were never that good.
On a while. I don't know.
Like,
but that's the thing, is that it's so lightning with a bottle. Lightning with a bottle in a bottle. It's one of those little like sailboats inside a bottle. Except it's lightning inside of a bottle in the bottle. I don't remember what I was saying. Anyways, the thing about Ben Affleck's Phoenix tattoo.
Go on.
Trying to get back on my train of thought. Good Will Hunting was very like they had been working on that for a while.
Yeah.
And like maybe they've been working on this for a while. Who knows? But like,
I don't know.
Anyways, it's not going to be a Phoenix tattoo. That's for sure. Nobody could recreate that majesty.
It won't be Elysium, that's for sure.
Nothing's ever going to live up to Elysium.
That was it for pretty much news. I mean, I'm sure there was like tons of other stuff, but I just wrote down the big stuff.
Is that what you
Plus
write down?
the Ridley Scott thing.
You just write down big stuff.
Big stuff in
big
all caps.
Big if stuff.
In wingdings. Only I can understand.
What? Wingdings?
But
Google...
what?
That's what they should use Google Lens for, to understand wingdings.
Its only purpose.
That was the only reason it was designed.
We're trying to changing it to a different font.
Yeah. Bing's trying to fuck with us. We have to be able to read what they're saying.
It's coded. Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, no shit. Thank you.
Yeah. For trailers, though. So we got a first full trailer, because there was only a teaser before. 20th Century Fox released their first full trailer for Ad Astra. Which I think this is now my most anticipated movie.
Yeah, this was a way better trailer.
So it's directed by James Gray, written by James Gray and Ethan Gross, starring Brad Pitt, Tommy Lee Jones, Ruth Negga, Liv Tyler, and Donald Sutherland. Cinematography by Hoyt van Hoytma.
Hoyt.
My man.
My man. My boy.
Roger Deakins gets a lot of hype, but Hoyt Van Hoytma, he's the man.
You can't even say it.
What? Hoyt Van Hoytma.
You keep,
He just mouths it again.
third,
Hoyt Van Hoytma.
that's the third, fourth different way you've said it. You
Hoyt.
haven't said it the same each time.
Hoyt
Okay.
Van
I'm
Hoytma.
not repeating it. I'm just saying that you're saying it different.
This is all about an astronaut, Roy McBride, played by Brad Pitt, travels to the outer edges of the solar system to find his missing father and unravel the mystery that threatens the survival of humans on Earth. His journey will uncover secrets that challenge the nature of human existence and our place in the cosmos. So this trailer, compared to the first teaser, which wasn't very long, it was like maybe a minute. First teaser was like so bland and like so boring,
Yeah, it was
and
so
I was like,
boring.
oh,
Maybe
I
it
was
was
so
mass appeal, I don't
disappointed.
know. Yeah.
It was like, oh, this doesn't look very good now.
This is
Like,
very Interstellar-like, this one.
this one looks amazing.
Yeah.
It's
Even
like
the
two
intro
different.
to it is so much better.
Oh yeah, it's like the weird bit where he's like he's in a soundproof booth and it's like facing down on him and he's like reading a script and then he puts the script down and he just starts talking. That whole like beginning bit was really cool.
So great.
Seeing like Donald Sutherland in this movie was awesome. I was like, oh yeah, right, that's cool. Like this whole thing looks like I'm so excited for this movie just because it looks like such a stylized like space adventure movie.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks so sick.
Oh my god. And just seeing like Brad Pitt in a sci-fi movie is amazing. Is that your phone?
Yeah, it keeps like trying to record something on Instagram.
Oh yeah, I do that thing where I accidentally I had to go like unlock it or lock it.
Yeah.
Or swipe down and it starts recording and then I have to like go and press
Bitch. Wait.
I don't know if that got picked up or not.
Save that.
He sent me a video.
No, it's an audio clip. I'm just saying you.
Oh my god. Yeah, this looks so cool.
Yeah.
I'm so excited
This
for
is
this.
one of the trailer. This is the only trailer I was like excited about seeing.
Yeah. Which brings us to the next one, Top Gun Maverick.
Fuck this trailer! Oh my god! I hated this.
Really?
It was so bad.
Oh man.
It was so bad. It was such a bad trailer. It's the exact same trailer from the other one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's the cheesiest dialogue.
So, okay,
Like the
go
only
on.
thing that's missing, the only thing that's missing when he like talks down to what's his face, like
Ed,
the older-
Owen-
Ed
Ed
Helms.
Harris.
Harris.
Ed Helms.
When he talks on to Ed Harris, the only thing that's don't do that. The only thing that's missing is like him like flipping down sunglasses.
Yeah.
Like it's so cheesy, and like
That's
it's
what
just
Top
like
Gun is.
I know, but like I know it is. But then when he's fucking like racing his motorcycle and he's like, yeah, like fuck yeah, my motorcycle's so fast and I don't have a helmet. It's just it doesn't land with me, and I like know it's really cheesy. And I know that's the thing. I was reading like some of the comments were like, "This is like my most anticipated movie. I can't wait for this. This looks so great. Like I'm so sold." I'm like, how? How did this sell you? Literally, the only cast member they announced in this whole trailer is Tom Cruise. They only say Tom Cruise in it.
Yeah, I had to go and find
Because it
all the
literally
other
says
ones.
Top Gun.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. That's it. It doesn't make any sense.
You
It
see
just
briefly at one point Miles Teller, I think,
oh what?
and then I had to go and look it up, and it is him. John Hamm's in it briefly. He's like walking between two planes. And Harris is like, in
yeah,
that
I
beginning
saw
bit.
John Hamm in it. That was sick.
Jennifer Connelly's apparently in it.
Oh,
I don't remember seeing
Ed
her.
Harris looks so old in this.
Yeah.
too.
Val Kilmer, I saw him in it briefly, I
What?
think.
Oh, I knew.
Oh, I might be thinking of the other
I
trailer I
don't think he's in
watched.
it. I think he's in it.
He's in
but
it,
I
but I
don't
didn't
think you
see
see
him in it.
him. No.
I'm thinking of that Jay and Silent Bob one.
Oh, I didn't
He's
watch
in that one.
Oh, really?
I didn't not like it.
Oh, I thought it was so bad.
I was
so
like,
cheesy.
oh,
it
this
looked
looks
great.
fun.
I will say like the cinematography in it looked amazing.
Yeah,
But
it did. It was a
I
lot
just
more
felt like you were
stylized
like-
than like the other one,
Like
obviously.
the only thing that's missing is just going.
So you'll love this though, but Kenny Loggins is planning on recording a new version of the song "Danger Zone."
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, fucking course he is.
Oh, it's so funny. I love that. That's amazing. It's like, oh, how can we get mass nostalgia out of this? should we re-record that song? No, let's get Kenny Loggins to do it.
Yeah, let's get fucking
Kenny
fucking Loggins in here
Fuck
again.
Kenny Loggins even doing right now.
I was gonna do.
He's just recording different versions of himself and saying "Danger Zone." Like he's doing it on his own, and then he came to them and was like, "Oh, you guys doing a Top Gun movie again?"
No, he's like, "Hey, I've been working
I got
on
like
this
70 versions
Yeah, I
of
was
this
gonna
song.
say, I've been working on like a bunch of different versions. If you ever do a Top Gun Maverick TV show or movie, then this is the one you should use.
The only difference is I yelled Maverick in the
Just
middle
slides
of it.
across like a cassette tape.
The fuck am I supposed to play this on? Yeah, I don't know. It's so the premise of the movie is that Top Gun Maverick takes place 34 years after the events of the original film and pits now Captain Pete Maverick Mitchell as flight instructor at Top Gun, in which he guides Bradley, Goose's son, who seeks to become an aviator much as his father was. Yeah. I don't know. It's just like, this is the same movie. It's the same movie. It's just like all the same shit.
Yeah.
It's so like just, I don't know. But then watching the trailer, I was like, this looks fun. They got like the gay beach volleyball scene.
The gay beach volleyball?
Yeah, it's got the original movie.
Homoerotic, Patrick.
Yeah, it's homoerotic. The original one's got some real serious homoerotic vibes. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. First full trailer for It Chapter 2.
Yeah, spooky.
Directed by Andy Muschietti. I'll get that right eventually. Written by Gary Dauberman. Starring James McAvoy, Jessica Chastain, Jay Ryan, Bill Hader, Isaiah Mustafa, James Ransone, and Andy Bean. The premise of the movie is because every 27 years, evil revisits the town of Derry, Maine. It Chapter 2 brings the characters, who've long since gone their separate ways, back together as adults nearly 3 decades after the events of the first film.
Let's fucking do it again.
Did it just record again? So this but this was kind of a lot different than like the little teaser that they gave us before. Yeah. Same with like Ad Astra. This was like significantly scarier.
Yeah, it was. And you see how like beat up they all look, like they all went through shit. There's like more characters in this too.
There's a scene in the trailer where he's James McAvoy is like in a house of mirrors.
Fuck, that's so weird.
And there's like another kid.
Yeah, you don't know if the kid's real or not.
Yeah, and then like it is just like licking the side of the thing. It's like, oh,
and
that whole
like
bit
bashing his head against it to break it open.
That was
so
like
fucking scary.
Tough to handle.
Yeah.
There was like a lot of stuff in that trailer where it was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to watch this. Yeah. The first one was like scary enough.
Yeah, it was.
But it looks really good, and it looks as good as the first one. I think just from the trailer, like it looks, I think it looks quite well done and in the similar vein, and just like with good actors and well written. And there's, I mean, I haven't read either book, but I was reading some comments that people were talking about how there's a lot of scenes in the trailer that are almost directly taken from the book, like a lot of the cosmic stuff.
Cool.
Apparently, there's like a lot of like space stuff. Of where it comes
like,
from,
exactly,
and like the origins of
that'd be sweet.
The thing that like it's supposed to keep him in space, blah blah blah, like all that kind of stuff. It actually looks like that's sort of included in like a lot of the origin stuff, which is really really cool because I read some of that stuff and that sounds really interesting. Yeah, good trailer though. It just made it like I don't think it gave away enough, but it was like quite scary. Do we want to talk about cats?
Nope.
Yeah, it just, I don't know what else you could say about it.
Just watch the trailer and you'll find out. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, let's just do the movie.
Okay, so let's talk about the movie.
Time-wise?
Huh? It's just 10 now.
No, like...
Oh, 45 minutes in.
Oh, bingo.
Okay. Let's rattle this off. Call it a day.
Rattle it off.
Call it a night.
Call it whatever specific time zone. And
well, it's 6 a.m. in the morning.
Something spooky happening out there.
What? Those plants?
Yeah, what's with plants, man?
I don't know. They got a lot of plants over there.
No, I was just saying in general.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Plants are weird.
Foliage, man.
Anyway. Spider-Man Far From Home, starring Tom Holland, Jake Gyllenhaal, Samuel L. Jackson, and Zendaya. Directed by John Watts and written by Chris McKenna and Eric Summers. Following the events of Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man must step up to take on new threats in a world that has changed forever.
See, so we knew Mysterio was going to be bad.
Mm-hmm.
And he was. Just not to that extent, I think. Like,
Yeah.
you don't realize that he's leading a team of, like, stunt and special effects people to trick the world into thinking that Mysterio is this superhero that's basically the new Iron Man.
Yeah.
But that was sick. Like, it was such a cool, like, not like twist, but like twist.
Yeah. Twist.
Like, you knew the twist was going to be that he's bad, but you didn't know it was going to be that way.
Well, because
and I think that was sick. Like, it was a cool idea.
I think they did such a good job of it because everybody knows who Mysterio is. It's like such a like first generation like Spider-Man villain. It was cool to have Jake Gyllenhaal where you were going like, oh no, he is a good guy.
Yeah,
They like
really
played
do
it
convince
so
you.
well in the first like half of the movie where you're thinking like, oh no, he is actually he's like whatever version of him this is. Like he's talking about how he's like from a different timeline or from the multiverse.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, maybe he's a good version of this, and then he seems
that's
good
the
through
thing,
the
is the
entire
thing.
thing, and you're like, well, I thought this was
It's
all
like
supposed to be
convincing enough to be like, oh, like, yeah, you're right. Like, he's from a different world, so maybe he's the good guy on there. Because if you know, like, Spider-Man villains, you know Mysterio. Like, he's such like an obvious villain.
Yeah.
And he looks just like him.
Yeah.
And, like, so you're sort of convinced that he is good, but then, like, I guess maybe everybody was like this, but, like, you sort of just hold out, be like, I can see it coming.
Yeah.
But the way that they do it is fantastic. Like, it's so great.
Yeah.
And it's so well done. And I think, like, you don't really know if he's dead either because of how much of it is
Special effects.
Like, they could have easily just faked his death.
Yeah.
And, like,
because he even does.
Yeah.
Like, he like, has that little vision of himself, and Spider-Man catches him. But I thought the whole bit where he was, like, he had the suit, and he was supposed to be, like, an alien almost, you know? Kind of. I think he was from Earth, but just a different Earth. But anyway, so, like, the bit where they show him, like, in a theater with like his team, and he's basically wearing like just a CGI suit un-CGI'd.
Yeah.
I thought that was like it's such a like new age.
Yeah, it is. It
way
made
of
sense when you
being-
you see them. You're like, oh yeah, right.
Yeah,
okay,
right.
That would make sense.
It was. I thought it was cool. Like it was a very like give the audience more credit than.
Yeah, exactly.
Than
like
what they
didn't
sometimes get
they
treated
don't
as.
Explain that's why he's wearing that.
But
funny suit.
you just put it together. You're like, that's the CGI suit.
But then they also have like a real suit, and
Yeah.
then like he wears it when he's walking around or when
And
he's
it's
like
very
hanging out with Spider-Man. or
It's like
something
when
that.
it's like them going to Comic-Con or something.
Yeah.
Like they have like the other suit
The
or
backup.
whatever.
Yeah.
It was like so. It was almost fourth wall, but it wasn't fourth. You know what I mean? Like it's sort of like referencing
was just
real life,
Self-referential.
without referencing.
Yeah.
I really like this movie. I think this is maybe, and I think you said this too, but this is like my favorite one.
Yeah, me too.
Mostly because of how funny it was.
It was funny without trying to be funny, and I think it gave again I think the writing in this gives you a lot more credit than some of the other ones do.
Sure.
Like it's not slapstick, it's like funny.
Yeah.
And like there'd be times where I feel like we were laughing and like you look around, not everybody's laughing, but then there'd be another scene and it's like, okay, that's funny. And maybe I didn't laugh, but I could hear like guys a couple rows back like killing themselves.
Or we just like look at each other.
Yeah, like there was
oh,
a
this is
lot
really
of
good.
funny stuff in this movie.
Yeah.
And like so much of it like lands. And like I think all of it for the most part lands.
Yeah.
And like even the sort of like weird Marvel thing where it's like a hard cut to somebody and they like say a funny line, there wasn't really a lot of that.
No.
It was like in the moment jokes or irony or like there was a lot of that too. Like there's the bit where they show it in the trailer. He's like why are you such a big fan of Spider-Man? And he's like, well, he's just like the friendly neighborhood whatever. And then Peter comes down and he goes, "What's up, dickwad?" or something like that. And it's just like such a funny like. You're like, well, hey, idiot. Like,
Yeah.
So that's great. I think that was like really funny, like stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's just like him that Flash, right?
Yeah.
That's who that was. he's like vlogging, and he goes, "Hey, what's up, Flash Mob?" And then someone runs by and hits him in the nuts.
Yeah.
But even
classic comedy.
I think in terms of what do you call them? Beginning credits.
Oh, sorry.
What'd you say?
Penises.
Oh, beginning credits, like opening scene.
Yeah.
I think this is maybe one of the best ones. It was just like, did Peter make this?
Yeah.
And then it's just going on and on. And
fuck!
like
I forgot about that
opening bit of them being at like a school. It's like
the high school news thing, and they're just like running through, like they're catching you up. It's like it's the exposition, but they do it in such a funny way. Yeah. And like the two actors are just like so dry and so funny. Oh, it's so great.
And he's like, my younger brother's older than me now. That shit's crazy. He's like, dude, you can't say shit.
Just like, it was just random stuff.
And then just like showing like the whole school band get blipped. And then blip that during the game. I was like killing myself laughing. It was so good. Yeah, it was like a really, really funny movie. And I think like it didn't talk down to you at all. Like it wasn't sort of cutaway joke. Yeah. Come back, do drama, or have someone say a joke and then not acknowledge it at all. Yeah. It was just jokes, and it was just like normal conversation jokes.
I do like how they, like one of the things that, again, this is my voice now. I'm just gonna talk like that. One of the things I really enjoyed was like making Spider-Man kind of go outside of his element a little bit, like making him more. Not just friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, like they make him they make him worldly. Yeah. They make him do stuff that he's uncomfortable doing. Yeah. And he hates it, and then he goes back to New York and he's happy. Yeah. But that's the thing, is there's no like Avengers team. So he has to do stuff like that. Like it makes more sense in like the scheme of the world that is like Earth 616 now, that he would have to do stuff like that, cuz like they even talk to Nick Fury and they say like XYZ is off world or doing other stuff. Like you have to do this.
You're here. You're the one.
And like
now.
Then he sort of like wrestles
Jimmy's.
Yeah, I was like, what word was I even trying to say? I was like, was his name Russell?
Mark Ruffalo.
I reminds me of this other vine I was looking at, and it said Rice Krispie treat, and it said, you have a list, you can't say Rice Krispie tweet. And so he's holding it up and he goes, would you like a blue bar? Anyways, I was looking at memes earlier, so that's why it's fresh in my head. What was I saying? Oh, like he wrestles with the idea. That was so funny. Rice Krispie tweet.
Oh, blue bar. What's worse than a rapist?
A child. No. He wrestles with the idea of like not like expanding outside of
Did you say ruffle again?
I said wrestle this time.
I know.
I might have said it. I don't know.
Go ahead.
And like he doesn't want to do it. He gives Mysterio the glasses, and they think that they've just won
the lottery.
And then they end up like sort of. And then he gets this like Iron Man suit, which is sick. It's got wings, which is awesome. Yeah. But then just like there's that scene where he gets the Spidey sense back. Yeah. And that was honestly like the best scene in the movie for me, because he's fighting nothing. Yeah. And it looks sick.
It was really cool.
He's punching drones. He's throwing drones. He's making like the noises he's making. That's one thing I really enjoy about Spider. This sounds weird, but like the sounds that he makes are great. Like it makes that character, like for a character that's completely covered, you need that. Yeah. Because otherwise you have no idea if it hurts or doesn't hurt. You can't read facial
comparatively to like Captain America, where he doesn't make.
He grimaces maybe.
Yeah.
But
this is like he's making all the sounds. It's just like sounds that a kid would make.
And like Happy Hogan makes like a good point. He's like, I thought you were super strong. He goes, he still hurts. Yeah. Which is like so interesting, because it's sort of like.
It just reminded me of that bit where he's like, let me help. I'm really strong and sticky.
Yeah, I'm really strong and kind of sticky. And he's wearing like this like dumb
just wearing a mask.
And he's wearing
and they're jeans. Like, how did you know I was Spider-Man? It's like, the signs were there. You weren't hiding it.
And then she goes, I'm only like 60% sure.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever.
Are you messing with me right now?
Yeah. But yeah, like I think like I agree. This was probably my favorite like Marvel movie. I think it's so great. It's so funny. heartfelt, and you really like do care about like. I think this one does a better job of making you care about secondary characters too, like Ned and his girlfriend.
I thought Ned was really funny.
Flash and like Zendaya, so like MJ. It's like all that stuff. You just care more about Martin Starr too, and JB Smoove.
They were both like great secondary characters. Yeah.
Yeah, because JB Smoove as a comedian is like a very like outgoing personality.
Yeah, but he was like
tone
broad. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was down. Same with Martin Starr, who's like I guess more like that, anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this movie.
Yeah.
The scroll thing was kind of weird.
So the end credit scene of fuck, what's his name?
Talos.
Sorry?
Talos?
No, his actual name. Ben Mendelsohn.
Yeah. Ben Mendelsohn.
That's what I was trying to get.
Yeah, okay.
So he turns out to be Nick Fury, which makes a lot of sense because they kind of dumbed down Nick Fury and
not like dumb him
well,
down.
They did
just like they make him very like he doesn't know everything that's happening for once in his life.
And they kind of make fun of him about not knowing what's going on. And then it turns out that Nick Fury's like on vacation, and then Ben Mendelsohn, the Skrull, is like in communication with him, and they're just like he's like, yeah, I was like talking to him, and he seemed to buy it. Like I think it went well.
Yeah,
but like they're not, they're on the same team.
Yeah.
But that was crazy because I think that
because it kind of sets up whether or not he's done it before.
Yeah,
and like how many Skrulls are on Earth as.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Right? Like you don't know, and
it
like,
does
I saw that
up.
interview that says like, yeah, we haven't planned anything specifically, but it definitely opens the door for it.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, but then J.K. Simmons coming back as J. Jonah Jameson, but like current day J. Jonah Jameson, where he's just like a news personality. That's like
he's just
basically
InfoWars.
He's InfoWars. Yeah,
Alex Jones.
Yeah, so like I thought that was great. That was really cool. But then like having them say Peter Parker's name.
Yes.
So, like, I don't think that's something that's going to last.
Nah.
But it does sort of add, like, an interesting element for the next movie.
Yep, totally.
Or other movies, I guess.
Because I'd assume that maybe this leads into... Well, I'm trying to remember. I think there is a story where... I can't remember now. There was one where people know his name. And, like, people know him as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But I can't remember which one that is.
Yeah, me either. But I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, maybe that set it up. It probably sets up a lot more.
It does, yeah.
With like Marvel stuff, because like if his secret identity's gone, then a lot more.
The one that I remember is that people know his identity, and it goes as bad as I think he thinks it's gonna be, and then he gets Doctor Strange to wipe everybody's memory.
Yeah, right.
So nobody remembers that he's. So that could be that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like. Overall, this is one of my favorite Marvel movies outside of like maybe the Avengers one, like Infinite or Endgame.
Yeah.
But I think as like a self-contained, this is a Spider-Man movie, favorite Marvel movie.
Yep. I think
it's funny.
Definitely agree.
It's so heartfelt. It's so great.
It's got the action scenes.
Yeah, it's got the action stuff that like stuff like Winter Soldier has always been really good. Like held such a special place in my heart
because it had all the cool fight scenes.
Yeah, but I think this is like 6.5 out of 7 for me.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like it's so good. It's so good.
It was just such a fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
Like I just all the way through. It was like right from the beginning right to the end. Because they hold you for that whole time. They bring you in right from like the funny bit in the beginning of just like pretty much all exposition to like the end credit scene where people like leave and shit, but like people were staying there for the whole thing because they were interested to see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this was 6.5 out of 7, maybe 7 out of 7. This was really good. Cool. Is that it?
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for listening to Twin Speaks First Watch First Listen of Spider-Man Far From Home. Directed by John Watson, written by Chris McKenna and Eric Sommers. I've been your co-host, Pat. You can find me on Twitter at @kidcombo_, and I was, of course, joined by my twin brother, Andrew, at Animonium on social media. Thanks for listening.
But
goodbye.
Oh, jeez.